So in this video, I'm trialing an idea for a sailor to tie in and stay on the boat when he is taking down the main, raising the main or taking down the main. One of the challenges is that on a lot of boats, conventional jack lines are down at our feet when we are raising the main and taking the main, standing on the mast, and we've got to traverse the mast, or traverse the boom from the mast to the end of the boom. So I'm trialing here using a backstay. You could also use a halyard as a kind of a safety line top rope, like a climber's top rope. And it's got to be long enough to get me to the end of the boom, and I got to be able to come forward. So here I've got the halyard, I'm attaching it. Okay, I got a bit of slack there, so I've got an adjustable, what I call a climber's cow's tail. It's adjustable, so I can tighten it up, snug it right up when I'm at the mast, so it's nice and tight. So I'm actually not going to go anywhere here now. If I lose my footing, granted, this is a dead calm sea, there is a bit of wind, but it's a dead calm sea and I'm raising the main. So I'm just giving this a try, and upon initial attempts, I think it's got some merit here to help a single-hander or even a sailor to stay on the boat when he's raising the sail and taking it down, especially if you have to come to the mast like I do. You can clip into the mast. Okay, that's part of the solution, but then you got to get to the end of the boom. So here I'm raising it where I'm still quite close to the boom, but you can see I've actually got a little bit of tension on that top rope backstay. So you can see there I'm sitting on it. I'm not going anywhere. Now if the boat is bouncing around like hell, yeah, you got to hang on to a stay, or you still need your 3 points of contact. But I'm not going to go over the side in this scenario and get dragged by my tether. I'm not going over the side. So that's what I wanted to try. I mean, this is not a solution that will be in every case. It's really, it has to be on one side of the boat where my winch is, where I raise the main, where I take it down. So I've got the main raised there, and now I've got to get back to the end of the boom. Yeah, I need a bit of slack. So there, I give myself a bit of slack on the cow's tail, and now I can get to the end of the boom, and I'm probably doing about four knots right now, taking the main down. So there's a bit of wind. It's always a wrestling match, single-handed, to take the main down, especially when the boat is bouncing around like hell. You can lose your balance so easily, and I tried clipping into the boom, but that doesn't really work very well. There, I'm shortening it now. As I'm coming forward, I'm shortening it. You try to clip into the boom, the sail's in the way, it doesn't work. So as I'm moving forward and taking the sail down, I'm continuing to shorten my cow's tail. Otherwise, the backstay that I'm using is still at the same tie-in point. Because it's so high on the mast, I don't actually need that much extra slack to make this work. So just an idea that I tried here the other day. I'd love to hear what you think on this. The problem I'm trying to solve is preventing a single-hander or a sailor from getting bucked off the boat and going over the side and being dragged by his tether. Staying in the boat at all times, staying on the boat. And here you can see as I'm coming forward, I'm continually and progressively shortening up that cow's tail as I get closer to the mast. There you go. Now I've taken in all the slack, and I literally can't fall anywhere. That line is under tension at all times. And then, okay, now I got to traverse the boom again, so I need slack. Giving myself a bit of slack. It's as easy as that. You can do it with one hand. got to get to the end of the boom to put my halyard back on the end of the boom. I got to give myself some slack. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this idea. It's got limitations for sure, but I think it may have some merit. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and by all means, whatever you're doing out there, respect the risk, have fun. We'll see you next time. Love to hear your thoughts on this idea.